All right. So Tuesday proved to be pretty eventful and a long day at the railroad. So we get back. You apparently like volunteering. It was pretty hard work because you jumped right back on the rail shuttle, right?
It was a hard work, a lot of hard work.
So you were running rail shuttle. I wanted to get back out on the railroad, so we grabbed little Irma. Kind of a cool program that they had was you could work with the kind of guest services desk, and you could find people that were hoping to go out for a ride, and they were on a waiting list. So I'll find the name of the gentleman. I have his phone number. But we pick up a passenger. I think he ideally wanted to go to Hope. We were only running out to Whitcomb and back again.
Yeah.
So while you were running rail shuttle, we hopped on little Irma, kind of went down the Serpentine dog walk and ran out to Whitcomb, which is always fun. And on our way back, we stopped at Clyde, which we'll talk more about in a different video. But we got a chance to see the railroad. So it was your first time getting to see that part of the railroad behind the engine. So thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's such beautiful country, and there's different landscapes. You think, well, you're on the mountain, you've seen part of it, but it really is amazing how much the landscape changes.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we mentioned this, but you're always required to have conductor
Yeah.
and the engineer, somebody on the back. So if a train ahead of you has to stop for some reason, you jump off and go 20
Go flag.
Go
Yeah.
flag.
2 mile posts.
Yeah, so the train behind you knows that they need to slow down, and so it was always important that we had to have two people to run the train. But the landscape was beautiful. I remember the first time I went through the Aspens on that part. I have a lot of pictures of the Aspens.
Doesn't sound like you at all.
I know.
Never.
But yeah, it was fun to take someone else out and watch their joy and see them light up on the experience. So it was really fun.
Yeah. And so we go right in from that, and then in the afternoon we start gearing up. So there's so many people out there willing to help us, which was comforting. And so one of them was Witt's crew, which we've known for years and years. He used to run out at our grandpa's railroad, but his crew was running out to Hope and was nice enough to invite us to tag along. So we steamed up, and we end up meeting them down at South Portal Circle. And I had mentioned we had a troublesome gondola that we had not realized yet was causing so much drag on our train. So we end up hooking up to their train and kind of creating quite the engine, because when they left, they had a double header, right?
They had Atlantic and Pacific right at the point.
Yep. And so we end up hooking on the back end as the helper. And on the video, it'll have it right, but I think it's around 13, 14 cars that were total with 3 engines.
It was a pretty good sized train.
Yeah. And so we start off, and I mean, running out to Hope, you were pretty much engineering most of that run. So what's it like to be the helper on a steam engine at Train Mountain Railroad?
Oh boy. I mean, to be part of a whole clan of 3 different trains running, we had the doubleheader, we had us, and we also had the BNSF that was tagging along at the rear.
The old pumpkin.
The old pumpkin, as they called it. But no, when we coupled up, I'm like, oh boy, this is about to get real fun here. I just, with their whole crew, they have years and years of combined experience. So I was a little anxious, but I knew they knew what they were doing. They knew the railroad like it was just the back of their hands. And so I just trusted, I knew what they were doing. I just kind of just was there along for the ride more than anything. I mean, of course, we ran into the grades and stuff where I opened the throttle more on the 3126, and just hearing the exhaust of 3 different steam locomotives, 2 at the front and then ours kind of towards the rear and in the middle. That was fun. I was not expecting to do that right off the bat, but no, it was a lot of fun, and the journey all the way up to Hope was just something else.
Well, and it got dark.
And
we're not talking about a daylight trip.
Yeah,
well, because we got dark when we were there. So while we could see it going out, what was your thoughts of the views?
Oh my gosh, the views were spectacular. And you always hear about everybody talking about the ultimate trip out to Hope. And then you get there, we had the most glorious sunset with the mountains in the background, and of course more pictures. But we'll have to count how many people was on this trip. There was quite a crew, all ages, and we packed picnic lunches there, to have out there and um, at the picnic area and enjoy that view and the sunset. It was magical. It really was
Because
magical.
I think we left the yard around 6 o'clock in the evening, right? And then we didn't get there until like what 8, 9,
It was right
somewhere
before sunset.
right before
and,
sunset.
And the video we have of this run has the timestamp, so you'll be able to see our times of when we left, when we get to Hope, and when we get back. But yeah, it was. We got out a little later than expected, but it was a late run. But
And I'm glad you guys did the research on temperature too, because we
were ready.
Yeah, we had
were
some
prepared.
extra gear, so we were warm on the way back.
Mhm.
And
Well, and like you said, we get to Hope, the sun's setting, it's gorgeous. We have dinner kind of there, and everybody eats and grabs a drink. And I don't know if we were at Hope for an hour, probably, maybe a little less. And then we start to gear up. Well, one of the engines was having trouble, and so we kind of rearranged. And next thing you know, we go from tagging along to running point on a doubleheader with our steam engine, running back in pitch black darkness at Train Mountain. So, bit of a shit show, for your first run out to Hope on a steam engine. I had taken, you put so much thought into what to pack, what not to pack. For whatever reason, I grabbed our DeWalt, what do you call it, flashlight
yeah,
that you had given me as a Christmas gift a year or two ago.
yeah.
And thank God, because we have a working headlight on our steam engine, but it's not super bright.
No,
and so
No,
I ran with that thing
right.
on my lap, basically kind of shining. And we had a great run back. Our engine came uncoupled once or twice, where by the time I realized it, I was about a mile ahead of you guys. But would slow down, and then we got that kind of figured out, and we ran all the way back, and we ran fast. Like, we ran pretty good coming back because it's mostly downhill. So we coast right in, and I mean, it's the video that's going to be out there will never do it justice of how dark it is and just hearing the engines work and kind of the sights and sounds. And again, like you said, we're dressed pretty warm because the temperature dropped, but it was a different experience. It was a lot of fun, maybe a little more stressful than what you planned, but we end up swapping. You take over at the point of the doubleheader, and talk about a neat experience for your first time doing the Serpentine. Dark doubleheader. And,
oh boy, you're getting me all riled up. Well, let me just start with this. I remember when we get to Hope, Whit was having, problems, and he goes, "Just so you know, you're going on the point." I'm like, "Excuse me, sir. What? Are you sure you want us doing this?" I'm like, "Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be just fine." I'm like, "Okay, sounds good." I mean, like you said, you started the first leg back from Hope Circle. I think, was it around Dog Walk?
Yeah,
where I took over.
We swapped at Dog Walk
because I think did we get water there too?
Yeah, I think we topped off because we blew through Clyde. We didn't stop.
Right.
And it was a quick trip back. We made pretty good time, but yeah, we serviced in Dog Walk.
I'm one of the lucky ones that's just kind of along for the ride. I can always tell when you guys are like getting a little nervous about something, or you haven't reached your comfort level on something yet, and then all of a sudden it just fades and you're having a good time again. I'm just yucking it up with the other passengers on the train. We're like, "Can you believe the stars out here?"
Yeah.
But it's so dark. You have really no idea where you are on the mountain, except for you guys know the track layout so well. But that was a cool trip.
But yeah, getting back to when I took over for you at Dog Walk, nerves again. It's dark out. Noise level is like supposed to be down. Like there's
you're not running whistles or anything.
And I forgot about that until it was too late. But that's okay. Hopefully, I didn't wake up too many people. But no, I saw that I had to build up a little bit of steam before I get going, and so like that was one of my first concerns right off the bat was, okay, I need to get some steam, and I think we were getting a little low on propane tanks if I remember right, but I knew we still had another steam locomotive right behind me. We had that Atlantic, and we still had the pumpkin right on our tail. But I mean, I don't feel like we didn't really even need the pumpkin at all. I mean,
good run.
Going up the Serpentine at dark, a double header, that was not what I expected at all for my first run up the Serpentine. But yeah, no, just having a Pacific and Atlantic going up, and I remember there was some guys that we knew. I think Matt was one of the guys. Yeah. He was one of the nicest gentlemen you'll ever meet. He's been volunteer at Train Mountain for some time now. I remember even seeing him along trackside, and I even recognized him through the dark and just kind of just cheering us on as we go up the serpentine. But no, that night was one to remember for sure for the books.
The video of it's pretty cool as we come out of the tunnel. And you come into kind of that depot up there area, and just all the lights. You've got all the signals going. There's still quite a few people up there, and you can hear the engines kind of chugging. But I think we roll into the yard around 11:30, 11:40 at night. So it was a long day. We put in our hours, but it was a lot of fun.
Wow.
It was
By the time we were hitting the hay that night,
Oh.
it was 1.
It was like
1:30?
1,
something like
1:30.
that, 1:30.
So yeah, I'd say another successful day at Train Mountain.
Very
It was
successful.
fun.